Yama, and welcome to another episode of Preds TV. I've got a couple of special guests on today. I wanted to bring on some family members of mine, cousins of mine, doing some wonderful things in the community. But first of all, I'd like to welcome Chloe Rose Smith, and also I'd like to welcome Derek Vale. How are you?
Good. Thanks
Good,
for having us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for coming on. So I normally just ask who's your mob and where you're from. So I might start with you, Chloe.
Yeah, same mob. Smith from Newcastle, so all the Smiths. Proud Anawan, Kamiroy, Wonder Woman. Biggest family in Newcastle, the Smith mob. And then my mum's a Rose. I'm a Rose from up Bandy.
Deadly. Big family. And what about you, big cuz?
Well, my dad's mob, like your mob, MC Walker, or Dungari, anyone. Mum's mob's Milleroy, like your family as well. Or Tinga mob, Moree, Tamworth. I was born in Tamworth, but raised in Newcastle here. All my life.
Yeah. And I grew up with the same inspirations and role models as both of yous, and we're very fortunate to grow up in a very strong Aboriginal community. Growing up in Newcastle, a big city, and we got a big mob here in Newcastle as well. But I was very inspired, as a lot of us were, going along to our debutante ball, the Newcastle debutante ball, and Chloe, yourself, and Kumi, and the rest of the crew. You have been organising some wonderful events in our community, and I just wanted you to know that I'm really proud of the work you're doing, but also I just wanted to bring you on here and have a chat about the debutante ball you organised, and I might pass it over to you and talk a little bit about how it came to be, and a little bit of the history behind the debutante ball. You've grown up in the same community as what I have, and you might be able to share some experiences that you've had as well.
Yeah.
The deb ball.
I think we're 30 or 40 years. Don't know exact what it is. It's kind of been an event that we've just grown up having in Newcastle. Don't even sort of realise how much it impacts on our community. Been going for many, many years. I was flower girl back in the day. I think when Block and all the crew, that they were the teenagers doing it. And at the Land Council, I think me and Kamara sort of talked about doing it and getting it back, because before COVID, I think they did one in 2018 and then hadn't been one for a while. So we're looking at what other event we can do, and the Deb Ball come straight to our minds. Kamara Kelly, our CEO, she had done her Deb Ball, and she did it with my brother Tyler, who's our chairperson. And then my mum been involved. So we were thinking, should we bring the Deb back? We had questions like, is it outdated? Like, do we keep it going? But we straight away were just like, we just know that the community love it. We know the impact it had on our lives growing up, connecting to each other, connecting to people, community, people that you work with every day in your lives as you get older, all of the good things. So we were just thinking about, we did it 2 years ago, we brought it back, where we were organised with the same people that have done it for years and years. So we were just like, yep, let's just go with it. And then we started to think about how can we reshape it into keeping the legacy of what it has always been, especially for our old ones and all of the aunties who have kept, had that event. So we just decided, yep, let's go ahead with it. And we were thinking, I don't know if these young ones even want to do it. They don't even know what it is. They just see it on movies and things. So it was a bit hard to sort of, once we told them about it, once we told the mums and the dads and the aunties and uncles, they were pushing their kids, go do it. because everyone knows what it means to people, and it's just more about that connection. So yeah, 2 years ago we did it. We brought it back, brought more culture into it, took away some of those sort of European sort of things, dances, and just reshaped it into this cultural event. Yeah. So yeah, that's a bit of the history. I think we Aboriginal debutantes have been going for 40 years. I think
70s, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, some of those, I think Carol and all them did theirs, and Cheryl and all that in the 70s. I think it was 78 or something.
Yeah.
So that's, what's that? That's 50 years.
Yep.
Crazy.
I know. So we've got third generations now. So we've got grandmothers, whose daughters have done it, and then now it's the granddaughters. So we're into third generation of Deb. So yeah. And yeah, we do, when we did think about bringing it back, we questioned, and, do we do the event? Do we do the Deb Ball? And then we sort of looked into it more, and then we realized how significant it was back in the 60s. Down in Sydney, the women down there did the Aboriginal Debutante Ball because it was a bit of a protest. Not a protest, but it was sort of a social justice movement because Aboriginal people weren't allowed to gather publicly in groups, or, excluded from events, excluded from Australian society traditions and things. So the women down there, the Aboriginal women, did the Deb Ball, Aboriginal women only, Prime Minister come, and it was kind of like sort of showing the rest of society, so that really made it special for us. And we're like, let's make sure we really will put that out there, is that this is why we do it. And also looking into it more, over in America, African American community do it. And theirs is the same reason why they do it. It's about taking something and making it your own and making it better, putting your own culture into it. You're not presented to higher society. So that's kind of where we kicked off and started getting it back. Yeah.
That's amazing. So what is like the history of a debutante ball, and what was it done for?
Well, in, European society, and it was to present women, back in those, elite times, presenting, women out to society because, you had marriages and sort of that old school way, white way. So that was about, and it's been like that for years. People excluded from it, and it just took its own thing. And you'll find like all the Aboriginal communities in New South Wales done Debs. Moree got one coming up. They do like a mini Deb, and I think our old people and the aunties and that, took it back then, and we've just made it our own. Yeah. And then we've just taken it to the next level of just taking it a little more further to make it our own.
Yeah. So what deck did you ever do a Deb Ball? Or?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did do one. Not a career one. It was with some white fellas at PCYC in Raymond Terrace. But when you asked about the question where it all kind of started, when you was talking there, Chloe, what came to mind was Bridgerton. The show Bridgerton, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
The whole thing is about having balls and bringing the young ones through, presenting them to the community, as coming in the womanhood, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 16, 17, 18-year-olds.
Yeah, like to have a boyfriend or get married and stuff
get married up, in society, And
but even back then, it was about presenting you to community, your people, and your elders.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, there's a bit of a gap with the Awabakal having their balls in the early, mid-2000s, in the teens,
Yeah.
I mentioned that to you earlier this morning. I don't know if you know, Chloe, but I put one on in Maitland in 2016.
Yep.
Because when I moved back from up the coast there was a bit of a gap between the Awabakal balls, and I put it to the local community up there, and we ended up having one. And a lot of elders, like your mum, come up. She was actually one of the elders that the young ladies were presented to. I don't know if you remember that, no?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, she come up, and a couple of other elders up there, Uncle Tom Miller and other ladies up there, and the next year the Awabakal had a ball for the 40th anniversary or something in 2017, and then they had the debutante ball the next year in 2018, and it kind of rolled again after that.
Yeah.
So there was something different for the Maitland community. I've never had it before, but it was a good turnout, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
mentioned something about sponsors earlier when we was chatting outside there. Yeah, a lot of community members and businesses got behind us.
Yeah.
You know, the boys. There was a business in Maitland that helped our boys out, tailored them up with their suits and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
shoes and everything, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got behind it. So it wasn't a white or black thing at all. You know, all the white businesses got behind it.
Yeah.
You know, and helped us out. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, because they knew what kind of reason it was doing it for. You know.
Yeah, it's magic, eh?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a lot of
awesome.
those old sort of principles and values and I wouldn't say it used to be an institution, but these days it's not really common, really, to for kids to be sort of presented to the community, and especially in Indigenous communities where a lot of it needs to be done. I think they need a little bit of structure back in community and that self-esteem stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Which a lot of the young ones.
Oh, the
What do you think
confidence
about
that
that?
they had. Yeah, like, you know what our mom's like my own son was in it, you know, and my nephews. And we do 10 weeks of practice. And then you get them at the beginning, and their shame, you know, like, why am I doing this? Like, you know, only time they've sort of done like ballroom dance and stuff or is being at school, and, you know, it's like, oh, it's this big shame thing. And you just see like their body language, like, you know, sort of, you know, compared to what you're seeing on Saturday night, you know, you're seeing young ones that you know they're shame, but they're coming out there and they're just in the middle of the circle on their own, shake a leg, loud and proud, and you've just seen that confidence come back, slowly come back. And we'd have parents come up to us and say, how did you get my son to do that dance? To Michael Jackson, Neil Moon, and then you got him out there shaking a leg like on their own in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get them to do that? And we're like, oh, we didn't even know that. We were sort of giving them that confidence over the practices. But they give each other confidence. Especially the boys. The boys, you know, you had older boys that are leaders and they've experienced dancers, and then you got some boys that haven't had a chance to dance. And you had the older boys like Ruzan and Yagan and Nash, and the boys showing them, you see them and you go, oh, it sort of brings tear to your eye because you think, you know, little fella hasn't done, you know, show me how to shake a leg, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just that we just leave them do their own thing, you know, the boys.
Yeah.
And they just like, that's what I just kept saying to them. You boys have got each other, you back each other up, you know. You just putting that into them, kind of like giving them that like footy kind of mentality, like, you know, you got each other, you got to make sure you look left to right, make sure you know you're all in time, and they just gave each other all that confidence. They really did. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good, eh?
There's so many things that goes into it
And
you
that's
don't even think of.
but it's kind of like one teaches the other, and then the next one teaches that next one, and that's that transgenerational passing on of that knowledge, eh? And empowering each other. Yeah.
Good night, eh?
Yeah. It was really good, really good. You have little, as you know, event planner, you see the little things that went wrong. You know, you got tech issues, you got little, you know, you have music issues, or, you know, one girl's dress needs fixing up straight away, and so all that, you know, behind the scenes stuff. But you just know that everyone else, you know, doesn't know any of that.
Yeah.
It was just a good show. It was just a good night.
Oh, so good.
And it's just guaranteed to have a good night. That's why we never worry that it's not going to go well, because everyone's there to celebrate their young one and put them up on pedestal, and everyone's there. So it just forces everyone just to come together.
Yeah.
Never a problem that it's not going to be a vibe or a good night, because everyone's just there.
Yeah. I shared a few of the videos on my socials, and a few people have been messaging and wondering how they start their community debutante balls, and I've been referring them over to yourself and boom, but I think it's very inspirational of you guys have, and we have to share this knowledge and just have these conversations, because a lot of the time we don't get a chance to really celebrate our wins in community, and I think that it's really something that a lot of people have commented on, and I'm just referring them over to you guys, but you might be able to help different communities out there. And so what would your advice be to someone if they wanted to start their own debutante balling community?
Every community is different, and I think everyone knows their own community. Like we know our community, we know what what the need is, you know, everything like that. So it would just be, you know, get a committee together, you know, have a look at what we've done or what other communities have done, what you want it to be. You want it to be more cultural. You want to, you know, have all the kids come and practice or get advice on how to do it or reasoning why you want to do it, you know. I just get together, have a meeting, see if it's something that your community wants. I think that's the most important thing. Is we never do anything, we never do an event if we think there's not a need for it or the community want it. And that's the best thing about having community people in these kind of roles and having a CEO that knows, you know, the community back to front. So I would just, you know, get together, have a committee, talk about what you want to do and why. If it's because the youth are disengaged in the community, maybe that's the number one reason why you want to do it. Getting everyone together, giving them some structure, you know, having practices, teaching them respecting your elders, coming up with the reason why you want to do it and what your community really want to do. It's not just a night that's all dressing up, you know, dressing up flash and having that big night. I think it's just more than that. It's a program that goes for weeks and weeks and all of these little things that, you know, that confidence and the structure and teaching them, you know, just being respectful to each other and all that kind of stuff. I would just go, and if every community is different, just what do you want from it and why would you want to do it? Yeah.
Kind of is it like a program, isn't it? Like you go for 10 weeks.
Yeah, 10 weeks.
People should be getting funded to do something like that because everything that you're kind of doing is about respect, isn't it?
Yeah, we
and
had
engaging.
We had Uncle Rodney, you know, the Ready Quit Solid team, the tackling Indigenous smoking and vaping.
Yeah.
They came in and did a session, one practice. You know, young ones, vaping is a big problem. So they came in, they did a session, activities, you know, support for stopping vaping, you know. So they came in and did that. We had Kim Mann and Melissa Smith from their business, Collide Collective, come in, did artworks with the girls, sort of women's mentorship. So they sort of did a session. So, you know, over those 10 weeks, they're dancing, they're getting, you know, connected to all different types of services and, you know, health and fitness, lots of things that we're trying to make it about. It's a program, and that's kind of where we pitch it to sponsors that do generally want to, you know, support Aboriginal communities and youth. Or, you know, put your money into this event. It's not just an event where they get all dressed up. It's a program. Why you got them there, turning up to practices, and because they wanted to have this night, you know, try and chuck some other things in.
And just to keep them active, and doing good things in community, it's engagement really, isn't it? You're building self-esteem. There's so many outcomes you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially for the old people too. And the rest of the community.
They love it. Yeah. That's why we do it. Like you know, having an old auntie sit up there, one of our grandmothers, you know, friends that's still here today, and for her to, you know, someone to sit there when the girls are getting, and the boys are getting introduced, you know, Jaleel Smith, grandson of Robin, Shirley Smith, and then the old ones go, oh, I don't know that kid, but that's Shirley Roberts, you know, grandson. And that's meaningful for them because it's kind of like a reflection of what, you know, all that connection they had back in the day, and think that they're seeing these kids still together. They're seeing their friends' kids still together. And I think that's something I would like to try and think about when I'm old. I would love to be able to see all my friends' grandkids still, you know, hanging around each other and our community still together.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people spoke about that. Hayes did that on the big screen, and people spoke about that. They were like, God, we did know a lot of the kids. You know, the older ones were saying, but when we seen those names come up, and that's Stingo's great-granddaughter, and that's my cousin's great-granddaughter, and that's my friend, like you said, and it really does make that connection and add meaning to it. It's just not seeing just the kids, and it's like you don't know them, but you know that, these are all my people, these are all my community. And that really did make a difference to a lot of people I was talking about. Like I didn't know half the kids, but I knew that was my cousins' kids and grandkids and stuff, and it was like, wow, absolutely amazing. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that. Yeah. Yeah, what do you reckon, Dick?
And like, it's nothing like it. There really isn't anything like it. I mean, Blackwells would come together for knockouts, football and funerals,
Yeah.
and then having a debutante ball, even if it's once in a blue moon or even regularly, I think if you regularly do it, I think that next generation of young ones will go, oh, geez, I wouldn't mind doing that. The 10-year-old looking at their 16-year-old sister dressed up like the princess and that,
Yeah.
and it'll inspire them, and they're sitting there with pride in their eyes, and then you got, like I said, a 10-year-old or whatever, young sister girl, and then the Nana Pop. I remember when I done the Canadian two-step or whatever, but they're doing the same dances to, like I said, Neon Moon or Alan Jackson, I'm bringing in the stuff we listen to now kind of thing, because we kind of threw that up-to-date element in with the Alan Jackson www.memory, so you could do the waltz to that kind of thing, and we kind of tied that in there, and the young ones like, oh yeah, I know the song, but they also had their own songs when they come out,
Yeah. That's
when
a
they
good
got
idea.
presented,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to steal that idea.
Yeah,
Steal that.
they got to choose what song they wanted to be presented to. They'd come out and they'd come around and they'd come around to the elders. Then, funny story with the elders, they all had sashes to hand out to the ladies.
Yeah.
And the first three were the old nans, old girls, and the old fellas there, and the men, 3 men and 3 women. I give your mum her 5. I think there's 15 girls, and then the next auntie there, her 5 to hand out, because they're all in order. But the girls were coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, they wanted to share them around with the uncles over here, and messed it all up. So the girls didn't know who was going to get the sash off.
Yeah.
Where in rehearsal, they knew they were supposed to get Auntie Gwen, Auntie Christine and someone else, but then all the uncles ended up with them as well. And they had to find out who's got this, who's got that, who got my sash,
Yeah.
Took a little bit longer, but it was a bit of a funny moment when that happened, but it worked out all right. Yeah. Yeah, but giving the young ladies their choice of what they wanted to come out to,
I'm sure some of them might have probably picked songs that meant something to them.
Yeah. They there was no rap songs, so you wouldn't have heard any local knowledge songs.
You had rules.
No, I didn't really have rules. It was just what would you prefer, So, so that kind of give them their I guess a bit of choice and control of what they wanted in it as well, Yeah, so that was pretty good.
So sponsorship, you need sponsors to do it?
Yeah, yep. I think, what we call ARC, in any organisation, you're working with people, you're working with companies, organisations, government, throughout the year for lots of different projects, lots of different things. They need us for a lot of things. For support, whether it's, a rap, something like that. So I just find that it's, building those partnerships with big companies, especially in your own community, who build those relationships. And then when it comes to time for events and special, projects and things like that, we'll go, look, help us with this. This is what it means to the community. It's not ticking a box. If your name is on our event and you've supported it, you've supported an event that's well loved across all community, Aboriginal community, that's going to mean more than us just giving you a tick of approval for something. It's like genuine partnerships, things like that. So it's just leaning on, who you've built a partnership with, who in the community.
Yeah. Oh, there's some things that like mainstays in our communities, and hopefully you girls can keep this going. But you got the knockout, and you got different knockout carnivals, netball carnivals, and that we kind of really we're investing in the community, and that's what we really want. A lot of different organisations out there. If you are looking to sponsor and help out with community, there's a few things that you could engage with community, Yeah. So, what's your advice for someone if they say, "Oh, Chloe, what do I need to do to help my community now set up our own debutante ball?" What would you do? What would you do?
I would just start planning it, set a date, just go for it. I think that's kind of a thing that I think we're known for in Newcastle. We just go and do it. And then, at the Land Council with Kamara, we just go do this event. I think the first event we did was celebrating the Land Rights Act a couple of years ago. And it was 3 months to go. And Kamara's like, just book it, go do it. And we're like, you can't do it. And I think Uncle Ronnie was like, oh, that's and just start with a sponsorship proposal, put together what it means for your community. What are the outcomes that come from it? The social outcomes and what it means and who you're engaging with, how many, Aboriginal young people you're going to help do this, and put in all the things, and I guess just come up with that proposal and just hit up all the organisations in your community, Aboriginal community, but also, anyone, and just put that meaning towards it, really back your event and really say, this is something we believe in. You mightn't have heard of it. We did get a few knockbacks from some companies and organisations. Just sort of didn't, we were told it didn't really align. I just don't think they understood what it was.
Yeah.
But the more you go into it, and the companies that did get it, they got it. They were like, oh, I know I'm going to back this because I can see what it's going to be. And the first time you do it, or if you haven't done it in a long time, it is always a little bit harder, and people that are going to help fund it. So that first bit is just going and having conversations, getting the money to help support it. Invest in it yourself. We invest in a lot of things, especially our sports, because it is a big part of who we are. But we also have this night where we celebrate all of the kids, and they all play sports. I think we had 4 or 5 Knights players. So we worked around that. We had one of the girls, Lily Porter, she played that day. We pushed her back. So, we support. It's all about sports. And then you got the kids that are artists. So it's just coming together, get your sponsors, invest in it yourself, get a good crew together. We have a lot of volunteers that helped us. We only had, we have a small community engagement team that, actually work on the event. But it's not, if it wasn't for volunteers, it would be really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And volunteers, like, you done much volunteering over the years, Deck?
No, never ending, mate. Never ending.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, a lot of the time you've got to volunteer to build those foundations for your community, and that, it's kind of like, it's never ending volunteering. But I suppose you fall into those roles as you grow older and that as well, and of organising. And who else helped you in regards to it? Who was your committee?
Well, my mum, Auntie Julie Rose.
She's my dance teacher.
Yeah, she's been doing it.
I think I did 4 over the years. I was saying to you there earlier.
Yeah.
But Dad always offered my services up if there was any girls that didn't have any partners.
Yeah, that's what she was saying to me yesterday when Chanel was coming out of yarn. It's like, I asked AB if it was him or Uncle Rodney Smith, that one of them have done the most debutante. They've participated in the most amount of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mum's been, I think she used to do ballroom dancing sort of back in the day. So I think, she got chucked in to help out and do it from there. And I can remember, like, I was Flower Girl, and when, Walk and them all did theirs, and it was, I think it was in the Yarn Teen shed that you had at Cardiff. It was like just a big shed.
Yeah.
You had the little office up the top. Big
CDP
cement shed,
I think it was.
And like, I just have the memories from that, like me and Kayla were the Flower Girls and just running around there. I think you had like the lawnmowing equipment, but they're all dancing and just like, that's when we all had Neo Moon. And we claim that we started Neo Moon. It was like, no, we claim that. But just like that memory, we do.
Well, we've got it here now in that for future reference anyway. For all the mobs that end up adopting one of our dances.
Unofficial Black Country anthem.
Yeah.
But so Mum, Auntie Tammy Wright, Uncle Victor, last year, the 2 years before, and this year, been very involved. Auntie Tammy taught the girls Aboriginal contemporary dance.
Yeah.
Choreographed it, taught the girls. A lot of the girls were a bit ashamed to do dance. They just felt a bit uncomfortable because they had never done Aboriginal dance before.
Oh, okay. That kind
You know, some of the things. So anytime he come in and was up there showing them and building that relationship. So we sort of, we didn't have nothing to do with that. That was her, you know, volunteering time. Shani Fenwick, she come along. She was announcing. She was there every practice, you know, just out of their own will and wanting to make it succeed. Nat Smith, she's, you know, got all them kids at Glendale High and she's come and they're just doing all these things behind the scene. One of our board members, Wanda, they're all just, coming along. Uncle Ray and Auntie Mandy come along. So just a lot of people just all come and just help out. And then you look around sometimes at practice and you're like, oh, like, we were lucky to have, you know, everyone coming in and helping, and we can, you know, have the big event crew come in and help us with the production, but it's all these little things that matter. Yeah.
Well, Mandy I think she was one of the first debutantes, in the 70s.
No, I think she was about to have Bud, so she missed out.
Okay.
Mara said, yeah.
I thought she was in it years ago.
Praise, Mandy.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that was when my mum did it. But yeah, some of the aunties and that have missed out sometimes, but that's why it's so special because they get to do it with their granddaughters and their daughters.
Yeah.
And it's, they get to have that moment. And but we're so lucky. We're so lucky to have people just come together, and it forces people to come together because, you know, we all love our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find a lot of people come to Newcastle just to do their debs and that as well. I remember back in the day, I remember a few of the Moree lads come down, Tom Fing and Andrew Spotto Hammond and that. They come down and
they'd travel for debs. Yeah.
Partner some of our girls here. But it's and it's kind of like that. You go to another town and then they end up running back in their own community. It's I think it's a real blessing for mob to be able to come and share. Yeah.
You read a lot of history in grandfather Frank Archibald and Sarah. You know, they'd travel back in the day from Kempsey to Armidale for debutante balls and stuff.
Yeah.
Way back then, and what was that magazine that Alf used to always be in? We look in archives now.
Blackout was it?
I don't know. It had a sun on the front. I just can't remember it at the moment.
There's one called Awabakal. Yeah. Tricky names,
Yeah.
That they had for our mob.
Yeah, but I was working in Dubbo one time. They had a ball out there, and I seen people there from Walgett and Moree, you know, just blowing in. Oh, we can come over for the ball, you know. And Hammonds and that for Moree, and they just travel and go to the balls.
Good, It's an opportunity for people to dress up too, and go out.
Boys love getting dressed up.
Well, it's funny you say that. Funny you say that. That coming in boys who partnered the ladies this year, you probably put their hands up again next year or something, like Avery did a few times.
Yeah.
I remember Ray Kelly and his Awabakal dancers. You know, like Keefe Connors, Zoran Connors, and Rodney. They all got like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, all the boys.
Yeah, and all the girls they'll go, oh yeah, I had Zoran Connors as my partner. Yeah, me too.
That's what's confusing because we're going through all the old photos to put up on the slideshow. I seen you, AB, a couple of times. I'm like, what year was that? Because he was in this year, and then I remember seeing the Connors boys. Like I seen them in a couple of times. Uncle Rodney.
Yeah.
So we're getting all confused with dates because there was photos of you all in all these debs.
Well, it was like the girls requested them.
Yeah.
You know. I want Zoran. I want to see who's going to get Zoran this year.
Yeah.
You know, or Casey. You know, because their lads could dance.
Only the good dancers.
You know, they can shake a leg and like you.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you've done it so many times. You know, you're a good dancer.
Yeah, no, it's good. And Zoc, he done a few. He passed away, Zoc, last year, and shout out to his family and that as well. And I think I did 4. I did Ricky Joe. I think I was Page Boy, or what it was called. Me and Ricky Joe when we were young. I did it with her when she was older. I did Priscilla Slee, and I did Tina Dates. It was good because you get a chance to, well, just to be a part of it with the girls and that presenting of them to the elders in the community. Beautiful. The families were so excited, and there's wonderful opportunities for the young men to learn.
It's an honour for the boys too.
Yeah.
I found that The boys do get at the beginning, they feel like they're being dragged along. You got to be my partner, and and that's what we tell the boys, this is an honor that your cousin, your sister girl, your friend has asked you to partner them.
Yeah.
And then we're teaching our boys that too. Like that's a big part of it. Sort of, you don't think of all these things, but it's a part of it,
Yeah.
Teaching the boys to respect your women and put them up on pedestals and show the girls and, all of that kind of stuff. And, you wonder why do we walk out like this? Well, we're like, make sure, one of the things I said to the boys at rehearsal, because the girls got real nervous because we did a rehearsal at the venue. The girls were shaking backstage, and I just said to the boys, your number one job is when they walk down the stairs, you need to be there to catch them. You need to be there to remind them what to do. You remind them to smile. So that's your job, because that's the respect you need to give to your partner, and just all those things.
Yeah, make them
giving
feel
them
safe.
that responsibility and,
Good.
all those things.
Well, hopefully a couple of them guys from this year will put their hand up again next year, right?
Yeah. Well, my little brother Nash, he did it. This is his second year doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did it with Mick Ridgway's Maddie Ridgway, and then this year did it with Rachel's Lena. But I think that's it for him. And then my son's only 14. He did it with Walk's daughter Addie. So he'll probably be young enough to do it again. Sure.
Yeah.
They look deadly too, eh? Made photos or?
Yeah. The boys just they just love it. They all got Rundles tailoring. They always help us out. The boys all go in, they get properly fitted. That's another bonding thing too. They go in there with their dads or uncles and getting their first ever suit,
Yeah.
So that's sort of like that little bonding moment, and they get in there and, getting tailored up, and then they all take photos and, send it to everyone. And I'm like, don't take photos. Yeah. So that's a self-esteem too,
Yeah.
They Julie was like, Mum, my jacket's tight. Like, I said, no, that just means it's tailored. That's looking good and sharp and
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going in there with my dad, actually, Rundles, and Rundles has always looked after us over the years. Yeah, Rundles. Yeah, no, they've always been good with our community and get us all out, all the mob. Yeah, no, what a wonderful night that was. What about you, cuz? Tell me a little bit about you, what you got going on, because I know you've done a lot of things in community, businessman, comedian, wrestler. Tell me more.
Keep going.
Tell everyone
Don't
more.
stop.
Tell everyone more, superstar.
Nah, mate. Look, like you were talking about earlier, the fellas who inspired us growing up, they just did it. Like you said earlier, only got 3 months. Oh, just do it. And so that's what I do. I just, think of something and just do it. The football, one of my greatest passion. I love me football. I run the Mate United club, and I can't go to delegates meeting for the knockout because we'll be playing a home game tomorrow against Cardiff. Been running that for a while, since 2012. When Mindy River won the knockout and brought it back to the Newcastle area. The Mate United actually was one of the actual first Aboriginal club in Maitland area. Started by people like Uncle Steve Torbo. Get out to the family. He passed away this week. Steve Torbo and Mindy River spawned from that in '92. We started in '88 and then a couple of years in a knockout, and when the Mindy River won it the first time in Bathurst, we thought we'd put a local side in to play in Raymond Terrace, and we've been playing in every knockout since. We haven't missed one. And my goal was to play in the local comp as well, because that's what they did. They played in '89.
I was in that team.
Yeah, 88, sorry, in the local comp in Maitland.
Oh, I didn't play in that
Second
team.
division, yeah. We was only kids
team.
there, man. We was 14, I was 15, And I played the Maitland Coalfields team, and they played a knockout there at number one. Number one there, they played it there. And again, next year when they went to Walgett in '89, Mate United, and they combined with the Breed team at the time, I think. And then there was nothing until '92 when the same fellas were like Uncle Rick and Uncle Torbo, Uncle Rick Griffiths, and that started Uncle Trevor Patton Started Mid River, Warriors from that. And looking forward to playing at Raven Terrace again this year. We got our last home game tomorrow in the competition. And it's funny how you mentioned about the ball there and all the young fellas who are partnering. Our coach, Sean Schoolthorpe, I think his son.
His son.
Yeah, was in it.
Main
so
dancer.
he had to take off straight away after the game, to get down there to watch it. And I didn't know until later when I was looking at the socials, I wondered why no one come back to the pub.
Yeah.
They were down at the dead ball, Yeah, but I'm looking forward to home game tomorrow, and good night to finish it with Trevor J. Simpson at the Tudor Hotel. Get there, everybody. It'll be a good night. And see what else, man. Oh, yeah, well, I'm a registered NDIS service provider. I've been for about 6 years now. We work in mental health. We got an office up in East Maitland, and we just help people in need, I suppose. Everybody knows what NDIS is and what we do, kind of thing. We all do a bit of something. And what else, man? They said, the stand-up comedy stuff, I've been doing that for 20-odd years nearly, Lee, my mate, Lee Willis, he talked me into doing it. We both know Lee, he passed away later.
I met Lee through the ball, the Debutante
Through the ball, yeah.
Yeah, so he was here in our community, and that was the first time I met Lee.
Yeah.
And we had an after party back over at Gateshead after it, and we were all there, and all the young ones, those young ones. And that was the first time I met Lee.
Well,
he's a nice fella.
Well, I met him at Victoria Street train
mob
station.
Too, Wallaga Lake.
Yeah, he grew up in East
Shout out
Maitland.
to his mob. He grew up in East Maitland. He was stolen generation.
Yeah, stolen generation, yeah. I met him on the train station, catching the train to school at Vic Street there. He went to some posh school in Newcastle. I got off the train at Barrow, France Greenway there. And he told me about his mob in the Ardlers down South Coast there, Wreck Bay, he said. I said, yeah, you know him? He goes, nah, I've never met him. I said, told him about Link Up. Next thing you know, he's gone. Never seen him for 6 years. He went and caught up with all his mob.
Yeah.
I went to meet him, yeah. So he inspired me to
Because he grew up with a white family, eh?
Yeah. I didn't run into him years later, and again later in Dubbo. He hired me to go out there and work with him with Indigenous community volunteers. And he knew I was a silly fella, a clown,
So he was close with Rod too, eh?
Yeah. Gone in the
They did
acting and
stuff, the boys.
Yeah.
Did they go over
movies and
to
stuff.
Perth or something?
Yeah.
And they were at acting school, the boys together?
Yeah.
That was deadly.
He done a lot of acting, and I think the last thing he done was RFDS, the Royal Flying Doctor Service.
Yeah.
The Flying Doctors that's on TV lately. He's Uncle Timmy.
Mm.
That was funny. That before he got that role, when he got that role, he couldn't tell me about it, But he'd come up home and Rutherford there and sit there, I've got a job, mate. I'm just going to sit here and watch you. I was, well, what are you watching me for? Right? It wasn't until I seen the show. He was the football coach.
Yeah.
So he was picking me brain and watching me doing everything, what to do with the football,
Yeah.
Hey, you is, Yeah, but he wouldn't tell me, but he was Uncle Timmy, the football coach on that scene. Yeah,
Football coach.
Never played football in his life.
He was an actor. He was into the arts.
Yeah.
He was a good looking fella too. He had all the girls too, Lee.
He had I'll talk about a girl. He ended up living with my stepsister for a while.
Hey, true.
Yeah, Carol. So that was actually the next time I seen him. We left school, right, and I hadn't seen him, and I ran into me stepsister. She said, "Oh yeah, I got a man. He's a big Māori Maori fella." I know, right? I went to visit her. He answered the door. I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I live here." He said, "Oh, you're Carol's brother." When she come up and visit us, yeah. And he's that's when he kind of got into the acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wasn't married at all.
Huh?
It wasn't Maori at
No
all.
one married at all. Because she's like, oh, I don't know whether he's Italian or some kind of Middle Eastern or something, you know. But he says he's black.
Tricky, eh? Yeah, no, he's a good fellow.
So yeah, so he inspired me to we was community development officers with ICV, you know, and he knew I was a clown. He goes, mate, why do you do stand up comedy? You know, I said, oh well, school union coming up, they want me to be the MC. I was always the MC for school and that. And he goes, yeah, write down a little thing, and I wrote it down. He goes, mate, you're funniest black fella I've ever seen. You know, I've known you since you were 15 years old, 16 years old, and I know Sean Chilborough, you know. And I've actually done a lot of gigs with Sean Chilborough ever since.
Yeah.
You know, you know him.
Yeah.
You know, we both know him, and Andy Saunders and all them fellas, Kevin Capinnery. You know, I think I've done it in every state except for Tasmania.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to see the country doing stand up.
You done heaps, eh?
Yeah, done one for NAIDOC there, and I didn't know that this year, and I didn't know it was the same night as the ladies' dinner, I think it was, on that Friday night of NAIDOC this week.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
the Newcastle one.
Yeah, done it with Sonny Ridgway.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Kookaburra Comedy Club that I run. He goes, oh, mate, just let you know, Sonny. He says, the same night as the woman's dinner. I said, that's all right, only the dubs will be there. He goes, yeah, only the black ones, eh? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a funny fella, old Sonny. So
Yeah.
I give him a bit of stage time there, and it was a good night. Yeah, we planned on doing some more shows up in East Maitland there, where I got me office and shed there, where we also do professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put on shows there as well. You know.
So you're a promoter as well, cuz.
No, I'm one of the characters.
Oh, you're a wrestler.
Yeah, you know that dude.
Yeah, tell them who you are. Tell them who you are.
I don't know.
Tell
Tell
them
me.
your name.
I started professional wrestling 20 years ago before, when I retired from playing footy, you know, and my wrestling name is A.B. Original, the Dreamtime Warrior, you know, and I think I had that name before Briggs and Stratton. No, that's a mower.
Yeah.
Now, what's his name? The rappers?
Yeah.
I had that name before them guys,
did.
you know. They probably want to take me to court over it now, but now it's out there. You know, so we've got a show on 22nd of August coming up there once a month. I think we put shows on either there and clubs and stuff around Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an outlet for me. Comedy and wrestling's like my thing, my outlet to everything else. Is, you know, and karaoke too. Don't mind using the mic, singing karaoke and that. So we kind of combine that at the end of the show for people want to hang around and, you know, still relax and chill out from after a hard week working or whatever, stressing out. And, you know, in the meantime, you know, we're kind of looking after our own mental health by doing that as well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just getting out and having a go and doing what you want, you know.
But you've always been like that. I was only saying to you the other day, like how bold you've always been. And we're having that conversation, like about when I remember when we were kids and you used to be at Ibis Parade there at Woodbury, Uncle Rick's house. And they just used to, Dad and Uncle Rick you'd come up and we'd be playing football or whatever we were doing. You'd come up and have a yarn and you'd even sing songs and all that. You were always bold. He was just always bold. I remember you sitting at the kitchen table singing. But they'd have you talking about yourself. They'd be pumping you up and all that too.
Well, they always did. You know, they'd pump everybody up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you said, Rod would get up and sing and that. You know, your dad Raymond. You know, like they're the fellas all grow up watching as well. Yeah. You know, just getting out there having a go and doing what they want to do in life. You know, I think the only person who's going to stop you from doing anything in life is yourself. Yeah. You know, and I fully believe that. And like my mum used to always tell me, you know, son, you can do whatever you put your mind to. Yeah. You know, and only you can hold yourself back.
But even like we were lucky to have those talent quests, over at the old Wickham building and Aboriginal Week, NAIDOC Week. Yeah. And in the 80s when we were kids and you were saying earlier, Chloe, how you got up and sung when you was little and who won it, did you say?
Nikki Dates won it apparently, doing Michael Jackson.
Nikki
I was just singing You Are My Sunshine Uncle Rodney was playing. We got them photos actually. I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
If we ever found them at the land council, maybe Uncle Rodney or Uncle Jimmy had held on to them. Because I always thought Dad played for me while I was singing "You Are My Sunshine." But in the photos, Uncle Rodney's up there playing the guitar.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, the yarn was different.
But it was just encouraging, like that encouraging of pushing us out there to actually have a go and do what you were saying, Dick, in regards to those old fellas always provided that space for us to actually to grow and develop and look at the things you're running now and the businesses you're running, and absolutely amazing. How many people do you employ, Dick?
Oh, look, over the 6 years that we've been registered, we've employed over 71 people over that time, you know. I've got some...
You're putting bread and milk on families' tables, bro.
Yeah, Devon, you know.
Bread, milk, Devon. Chocolate cake.
We've got people work in WA with me. I've got a business, a lady I went to uni with over there, you know. She was, when NDIS was just in a trial stage, it was only in Perth and Newcastle.
Yeah.
And she was kind of doing the same thing over there at the time. And I was working with Partners in Recovery, with local Medicare local. You know, I said, let's do it. You know, you got mob around here who are just not doing what they could be doing better.
Yeah.
You know, and I said you can have as many lines as you like, but I'm just going to have one at a time. So I just look after one at a time. That's all. I don't have any goals of I'm going to get 100 clients by such and such. I just take them as they come. You know, and it's the same with the other business we started. I took over X Advantage in East Maitland there, and we make our own clothing. You know, like football jerseys. You know, this shirt here.
You've been doing that for like 10 years now, eh? When did you first start?
What year is it? 2006. Oh, about 4 years now. Yeah. 5 years. But I was designing stuff long before that. You know, for United, Mate United, and all that. You know, and kind of just took that into that business, you know. I was looking at buying that business 8 years before that, you know, and it just the guy who bought it said, mate, when I leave here, it's yours. Yeah, and so he rang me up and said, come on, I want to retire. You know, so we've been making clothing locally ever since. You know, yeah, I was come and got some stuff there one time and All Blacks once there, and you know, we should come back more often, but anyway. You know, but yeah, you're out there, you know, and we knock out footballs all the time. Yeah, it's not just about that. We make clothing for schools and people playing darts and stuff or whatever, mate. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to get on to us, yeah, we're local.
What's you called?
Decks Everywhere.
Decks Everywhere.
Yeah, it's part of DFTV Enterprises, Indigenous Corporation. Yeah. It's just a brand of the clothing that we make and that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any mob out there that needs some clothing? Yeah, you can provide. You can look after mob. Whoever wants their knockout gear all sorted.
Yeah, keep a lookout for
apparel.
Kumbanga Descendants Next Gen. You know, the 15s, 17s, and 13s. You know, we done their gear this year and one of their major sponsors. You know, so they're very happy and proud. They're all my nieces and nephews up that way. You know, for me marriage there, and yeah, we're looking after them young ones who are now looking after the younger ones. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've got nephews out there who are 30 odd years old, and like Chloe, you know, like you 30 odd, sorry? No? Yeah.
37.
But you're looking after the young ones, you know?
Yeah, I've turned into that old
yeah, you know, looking after young ones now, doing what your mother and father did, that kind of stuff, you know, and that's the same thing. I mean, you're just talking now. We the elders in our family, you know? Yeah, but I just wish I had the same dye as you, cuz.
Oh, I don't have dye, mate. I don't dye. Yeah, no, but it's magic. And then I was only talking to someone about the wonderful role models that we've had.
Yeah.
Like someone like yourself, I've always looked up to, cuz, and you're older than me, a few years older than me, and Chloe's dad and uncles, I've always looked up to them as well, and I think that role models are so important in community.
I think so.
And monkey see, monkey do, and how you grow up in your community, and if you're blessed to be able to be brought up in a strong community and have great role models, well, you know what? More than likely, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it?
I could name some old fellas now, you know, like Uncle Rick Griffiths, you know, your dad, Uncle Jimmy Wright, Uncle Bob Smith, and Uncle Bill Smith, you know, and then the younger generation, big brother Ray Kelly, continue that as well.
Yeah.
And then went into education then,
Yeah.
and the land council and stuff was always kind of in his circle as well.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty well now, and always did pretty well, Ray.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think young Ray has nothing to buddy, but he does the photography stuff too, all different kind of stuff. That's awesome what he does, mate.
Yeah.
Forging his own path there, mate, doing his own stuff too, mate. That's awesome,
Yeah.
You and Wok, the stuff that you've done, you're still doing today. Them young fellas look after you fellas too, and you just get out there having a go. You're just doing it. No one can stop us by ourselves.
Like you said, that bold, just do it. Just
Yeah.
do it. What Chloe and them are doing.
Yeah, just have a go.
Yeah, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next for you, Chloe? What's going on? What have you got going on next?
Oh, well, we're going to do the elders tent for the knockout, so we're making sure that's good. We've already started planning for the NAIDOC Awards. So last year we started the Newcastle NAIDOC Awards to celebrate our community across all different categories. It's an easy event than the Deb Ball. We had 800 people there. We're hoping for 1,000 this year. But it's a lot easier because the Deb is so passionate about it. We put so much effort into it. But the awards is really exciting because we just get all of our community from all the Youth Award, Elders Award, Caring for Country Award. So we've already got that locked in Newcastle Entertainment Centre late July. So that's our next big thing is getting those sponsors on board and sort of planning that, sort of take from what we did last year, what went well, what didn't, planning the entertainment, all that kind of stuff. And then just our, usual land council business. More, my team, the community engagement team, is just to keep developing our programs, especially our men's program, women's, and youth. Keep that going regularly, and then also just all of the events, and then all of my side is my role, sort of community consultation, organisation projects, sort of keep that going, and then after that we'll do the Deb again.
Magic.
Yep.
So you got the knockout as well, the tent. Did you say that?
Yeah, we've got the elders tent. So
so what's happening there this year for the elders? What have you got?
Oh, we're gonna do it the best we can because we know that it's the number one. If you do something wrong, it's gonna be on Facebook, or the aunties will tell us. There's no doubt about that. So we just want to make sure, working with Cody. As Cody said, let's give our elders a VIP experience. Make sure that they're looked after. Make sure that they've got a son playing. Make sure we get them over in that buggy. Sit up in the aircon, good feeds. Already got Auntie Beanie. I'm going to come and do curry sausages, her famous curry sausages.
Deadly.
So, yeah.
Can't wait to try Auntie Beanie's stuff.
Yeah. So I just need to get numbers. She needs to know numbers. So I need to get last year to give us the numbers. Yeah, how many elders are coming in and out.
How would you know?
Oh, I don't know. So we'll just feed heaps of people. Make sure they got hot meals. I want to make sure they get a big screen up there so they want to watch the footy if it gets a bit hot.
Yeah.
And just taking care of them because our elders are everything, Just need to make sure that, that's what we've been brought up to do, and we just really want to make that weekend because we know how important it is just to, make them special.
What's the minimum age for this elders tent?
I guess it's just a feeling, I think. When you feel...
He's over 50 odd now, so he'll be in there for a curry sausage.
Do we get one or what?
Oh, I'm sure we can get Auntie Beanie to send some over.
Oh, mate, I was surprised when I got a phone call from Indra Land Council 2 years ago.
Yeah?
Oh, Uncle Dick, we want to invite you to the elders' Christmas party. I went, what? And Ricky Joe was sitting across the table from me. I had it on speaker. She just, like you right now, just pissed herself laughing. Oh, you're elder now. Yeah, I went to that dinner all right, sitting next to Uncle Leon Hammond there, and when I turned around, he's Ricky Joe, like, sitting in there too.
Well, it's kind of
what are you doing?
He's all laughing at each other, but all the people you hang around with, all the elders,
She's all, I was trying hard to hide so you wouldn't see me.
I think a lot of them don't, like Dad's generation, some of the aunties and uncles sort of you don't want to offend them and go, here's a free elder ticket for any of our events. So I always be careful just to go, well, here's a ticket, a free ticket, because we got ripped one day from one of the aunties. So what do you mean a free elders ticket? I'm not an elder yet. I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't see yourself as an elder, but hey.
Yeah, but I got bred up like it wasn't like anyone older than you is your elder, you know. Like my older brother, I'm the youngest in the family, so all my siblings are my eldest. You know, and the eldest kids will always look after the younger kids. You know, and you'd always get, respect your elders. You know, and that drill that India too. You know, you do what you're told. Yeah. You know, and they're just your brother and sister.
And they love flicking that on you too.
Yeah, but you did what you told. You know, and you know, when you got bashed by your brother and old sister, you know, but, that was your elder. Anyone older than you, those, you know, you didn't have to be an old man or an old woman. Just anyone older than you, you know.
Well, I was talking to you about the other week when we were having a good yarn here. Remember when we were like the coaching clinic and I was telling you about that little thing that I went through? And then I think I was, at the time, Uncle Rick was running those Aboriginal footy camps, and that was in the 80s. And I think I was about 12, 11 at the time. And a few lads, there was some Muggle fellas there. And we had a room key, and we all had like rooms. And we had footballs, we had shirts, and it was like we had this brand new football, and it was kind of like, we guarded that football with our life, because a lot of the time at footy games, All Blacks games, we'd be playing with a shoe and stuff, and you never had one of those brand new leather balls, so we all really loved those balls. And a couple of lads from out west was starting to bash people up and take the balls off them and all that, and especially us younger fellas, we were on the radar. And I got lifted, I think one fella from Walgett, big red-headed fella, and this other big fair fella from Sydney. They give it to me and took my ball off me, and I ran down and I was crying, and I ran down and said, "Oh, these fellas, this fella and Bailey and Rodney and that." Next thing you know, the boys and Jason marched straight up to him and just give me that ball back. That's my little cousins, and I was standing there too. But it was kind of like I knew where to go to when I had the like your elders, and they look out for you,
older brothers, you know,
older brothers and cousins and stuff like that, and it was kind of like. The boys got me ball back and all that, and then I was off with the young fellas. But it's that responsibility too. If you want to pull that elders card on people too, you got responsibility to look after those people too, the young ones as well. So it's and that's just for people out there in community too. You want to pull the elders card, there's big responsibility that goes with that too, eh? So I just want to thank you for coming on today. What a pleasure to have you both here, and
thanks, man,
and celebrate the successes that you both actually sharing with community and leading community, and that's what you're doing. I want to thank you for what you're doing in my community anyway, and just thanks for coming on and sharing your experiences.
For having us.
Thanks, brother.